Back in like 2014, 2015, I was having a very intentional and unforgettable conversation with my then business mentor and partner. And he asked me, we're in the car and I'm going through something difficult. I'm going through it at the time. I believe I was 24, 25-ish, or 23, 24, somewhere around that. And he asked me, what is your purpose in life? And I took his purpose at face value. Well, let me rephrase what I'm saying. He asked me, what is my mission in life? My mission in life. And there was only one word that came out of my mind, my mouth, and my heart. And it said to love people, point blank. He realized he didn't phrase the question properly to get the type of response that he wanted, and he was frustrated. His problem, not mine. And he wanted to know what my mission was in terms of my business. Now, there's a business mission and there's a life mission. And my life mission was very clear, was to love people. But that is very broad, that is very general. It's not really specific on like, well, how do you love people? In what way do you love people, right? And being like 23, 25, I don't know if you know, you don't know. You really don't know unless you've been doing that work since you were young and really cultivating and excavating yourself in such a way that will allow you the opportunity to be self-aware. I just started that journey. Actually, I started that journey in my late 20s. So I was still in my frontal lobe, wasn't even fully formed. So your girl's being asked an existential question, a purposeful, mission-based, long-term vision-based type of question. And I responded with love, genuinely, authentically, honestly. Now, of course, that needs to be refined. That needs to be really like honed in. What exactly does that mean? Do you love people by, providing them with massage therapy or physical therapy, or with their health, or with feeding them, or by housing them, or by educating them? In what way do you love people? In what way, not only do you love people, but it is within your strengths and capacity and energy to do so long term. No matter what happens, you just keep coming back to this way of loving on people. But I didn't have that. I had love, which was great. I had the love on the right hand, but unsure of how to love on the left hand. And so I was left with these questions and this confusion and this stagnation. And so I went to bed that day. It was late and I was really unsatisfied with my life. And believe it or not, being dissatisfied with your life isn't a bad place to be. Actually, I think it's a wonderful place to be, because it is an opportunity for things that you didn't know to reveal themselves to you. Dissatisfaction comes with revelations and opportunities if you see it that way, right? But you have to see it that way. It's kind of like when people walk into an empty warehouse, right? And one person sees an empty warehouse and nothing there, and someone with imagination and vision sees businesses, sees a bathhouse, sees a garage, a mechanic's, like they have the vision and they have the imagination, so therefore they can see things. But someone that doesn't have that, it just sees rubble, right? So you have to prime your mind for imagination. What can exist here? What can come out of this? You have to lean into your self-curiosity, which can be difficult because you're literally uncertain and uncomfortable and frustrated because you don't know. But instead of wanting to know, ask yourself, what can be revealed to me that I don't know yet? What possible opportunities lie in front of me that I can't see at this very moment in time? I have found in my experiences, leaning into those types of questions, into curiosity and excitement, right? Into the possibilities of life, I find that they give me immense satisfaction and they fill me with a bunch of empowerment and don't leave me with stress and worries and doubts and fears. They both, by the way, exist. They're both there. But which one are we grabbing at? Are we grabbing onto possibilities and excitement and curiosity and imagination and vision? Or are we leaning into worries and doubts and fears? They're both there. Which one are you grabbing onto? And it's okay if you happen to dip into this side, fear and doubts and stuff like that. But don't stay there for too long. Like, it will drain you. It will wilt you like a flower, like a plant without water or sunlight. You will be wilted into nothing, into polvo. Polvo is like dust, right? But when you're leaning into here, oh, baby, that shit is delicious. This shit is delicious. It's fun. It's exciting. It's enriching. It's empowering. Right? So, after that conversation with my business partner and mentor, I lay in the bed and I am feeling the weight of my dissatisfaction, feeling the weight of my stagnation, feeling the weight of my lack of clarity, right? Not around the love, but around the how do you want to love? In what way do you want to love? Do you want to give out love, right? And so I'm laying in bed and anytime I do what I'm about to do next, life just clears a path, right? Clears a path. Rubble's in the middle, right? And so I started to pray. I started to pray and I was like, God, can you help me out? I'm struggling. I'm on the motherfucking struggle bus. I need your help. I need guidance. I don't need you to do the work for me. I will do the work. I will do the work. But can I please get some guidance? I need a path. I need a roadmap. I need a roadmap. Give me some, please. And if you do this for me, I will tell people. I will tell people about you. I will tell people about this moment, about your influence on me. Please help me. So I asked for something, but offered something in return. Very important. And it's dark, and it's cold, and I'm under the blankets, and it's quiet. And I hear the word relationships, gentle, low, landing softly in my consciousness. And I remember being stunned. I was like, kind of like, wait, did I say that in my mind? Or where'd that come from? Because I wasn't thinking about anything. And that word just came. I remember getting up. And at the time I had a whiteboard, just like I have a whiteboard here. I think I've had a whiteboard in my home for over a decade, possibly. And about a decade. And I got up, whiteboard in my room, on my wall, and I started writing mission, relationships, right? And I was like, okay, I got it. And then I was like, wait, what about relationship? And that's all I had. That's all I got. That's the only guidance roadmap that I had. And I have been trying to feel out, what does that mean? What does that mean? Right? What does that mean? I got the love and I got a little bit of some relationships, right? But what does that mean? And I was like, okay, relationships. All right, so relationship, like partnerships, romantic relationships. So yeah, but then I noticed that those weren't the only relationships in my life that I cared for, that I paid attention to, that I invested in. And with life comes decisions. And with those decisions comes outcomes. And with those outcomes comes hopefully observation and analyzing and reflection, right? And so as I lived, made decisions, had the outcomes, observed and reflected upon them, I noticed that there are 8 different types of relationships that I care for, have invested in, learned about, do my very best to maintain and grow, right? It's not perfect, but there's an intentional decision that I make every day towards these 8 relationships. And I didn't realize at the time that those 8 relationships that I have in my life are a part of overall wellness. Those 8 relationships don't just contribute to one area of my life, but multiple areas of my life. And so that conversation I had with my business mentor was about 10 years ago. And I reflect back on these past 10 years. And I wasn't ready to really, on a more wider way, outreaching way, live my purpose. I was living my purpose, I remember a few years ago, during COVID actually. I remember saying that I'm living my purpose one-to-one. I was living my purpose one-to-one. What does that mean? So if you're an artist, let's just hypothetically say, and your purpose in life is to create art and share that art. Imagine if you're a songwriter and you create music, but instead of putting it on platforms like Spotify or Apple Music or SoundCloud, you just share that piece of music with one person. And they're like, wow, this song's amazing. Love this song. And you're like, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad I could share that with you. And that was it. Or maybe you share it amongst a small group of people. You do a little a listening party with like 3-5 people, right? And you share that music. Something I've learned about success and wealth in life, not just financial wealth, but just wealth, but let's say financial wealth. One of the things that is important is for the value that you are creating, aka your mission, your purpose, to have as much reach as possible. And if your reach is limited to a certain amount of people or a certain amount of demographic, it doesn't really give it the room to flourish. And for a long time, I was okay with that. I really was. And I was actually very satisfied with sharing my art, my music, my love, one person at a time, small group at a time, right? And for various reasons. And now I realize, okay, it's time to expand. It's time to really reach out and share my mission statement, my mission in life with other people on a larger scale, regardless of the minor inconveniences that may come with it, you know? And so here I am. This right here, what I'm doing right now, whipping out a camera and recording, has been something I can do easily, effortlessly, continuously, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And for some odd reason, it's not odd. For a very specific reason, I said, no, I gotta get stronger in these other areas, nothing wrong with that. But I had spent too much time, purposely so, and autonomously so, I decided, on working on my weaknesses versus leaning in on this, right? Because I'm like, okay, this is not that hard. But I was lacking in the wisdom, and I'm sure that you lack in the wisdom of, hopefully this is your wake-up call. Don't lack the wisdom that comes with the effortlessness of the things that are easy to you. Lean into that. Don't lack the wisdom of like, oh, well, it's so easy, man. I could go work outside the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little hard-headed. So yeah, and it has come to my attention that yes, mission to love. How I love is by leading as an example and maintaining these 8 relationships. Right? They're circular. You're right in the middle. And you are maintaining these 8 relationships One of them being your social relationships, your financial relationships, your career relationships, your environmental relationships, your spiritual relationship, your health relationship. All of these relationships absolutely matter. When one is neglected, it is to your detriment. Because you may be focused, let's just hypothetically say, on your money, your finances, and then you neglect your health. That is to your detriment, not in the betterment of you, right? But that takes practice, right? Also, literally, just my ability to reframe a negative environment into a more positive environment, fear, doubt, worries, and be an alchemist and go, okay, this exists, but this is not my reality. It does exist. It can exist, but it is not my reality. My reality is faith, belief, prosperity, curiosity, abundance. That ability to shift, to go from here and then no, come right back over here, right? It's like, you can't be sick. You're going to get sick from time to time, right? Throughout the year, you're probably going to get sick maybe once or twice. But are you going to be sick for months? No. You know the things that you have to do to get better. So do that. So you can be in a healthy body. So your body is not in dis-ease, but regular, healthy, strong, healed body. Right? So that is my gift. That right there. Boof, boof, boof. That's my gift. Right? The ability to keep my energy high, incredibly high, right? No matter what comes, that is my gift. And sometimes we lose sight of our gift. We do, unfortunately, right? But remembering it, coming back to it, right? So this is my gift. I'm going to share it with you. And I realize now that I am doing myself and the world a disservice by not. Because essentially what I'm expressing without saying it is I have audacity. This is audacity. What you're seeing is audacity. The fact that I can turn on a camera, boom, start talking my shit, be like, this is a gift. Period. That's audacious. That is. And the world doesn't reward audacity until it comes with a lot of physical manifestations, right? Audacity for the outside world is only celebrated once they see something that signals to them, okay, yeah, they got it. But before, you have to, you have to act like the person that you want to become before you even are that person. That's audacious. But I have to say, every person that quote unquote in this world is successful in their own right, to some degree, for a while, for a long time, or for their whole life, has always been audacious. Yeah, this is who I am. This is what I do. Boom. Period. No fears, no doubts, no worries. Right? 100% self-belief, 100% faith, 100% excitement, curiosity, imagination, vision, positive mental attitude, up here, up here, up here. Very rarely wavering. It's never dip, it's up there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're still here, this channel is gonna give more of this. This is what this channel is about, all right? This channel is about maintaining those 8 relationships, contributing to overall wellness and personal success. That's what this channel's about. I've said certain things about, posted and published other videos around my business and stuff like that. And I was mainly talking about one of my relationships, but I've invested time, energy, money into so many of all these relationships. And I just don't talk about it enough because they were very private. I was keeping them private, you know what I'm saying? And something I value that this channel is in service of is to pull back the curtain. Pulling back the curtain, I think, is really valuable because it shows that we're not alone. It inspires other people, and I think it is of greater service to the world. However, I will say one thing. Pulling back the curtain, I think, is really important because it shows us how we're connected and not disconnected. And that's how I love. I love through openness and vulnerability. And is it uncomfortable? Absolutely. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Way more worth it. And this is what this channel is in service of. Those 8 relationships and pulling back that curtain to feel connected, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel understood, to be inspired, to learn a new piece of information and insight that otherwise was unfamiliar. So I'm excited. I enjoy this type of content. I love doing this type of content a lot, just straight talk, right, off the dome, while keeping some semblance of a train of thought. And yeah, so this is me being on my mission, my personal mission, and in service to the world on a wider capacity than I was before. Not one-to-one, but one-to-many. If you liked it, share your thoughts, whatever they may be, in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about, how it made you feel. And yeah, I'm excited to keep posting these and connecting with you guys. Okay, that's it. Okay, bye.